Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Biki from the Untitled Game Show and the Elder Scrolls Legends Central, and I'm so happy to be here to reveal a brand new card coming to the Heroes of Skyrim expansion that will be releasing on June 29th on all platforms that Legends is available. With that said, I do need to thank Bethesda, Direwolf Digital, and a great community manager over at Bethesda named Evan for helping me showcase this really cool card, because I'm really happy that I get to reveal a Skyrim creature that just is so stuck in my memory. These dwarven creatures are so crazy in Skyrim. They just all rush at you, and this card really fits that bill. It's the Dwarven Dynamo. It is a neutral attribute, 2 attack, 1 health. Its summon abilities give another neutral creature +3 attack, +3 health, and guard. It is a 4 magical cost, and I've actually been thinking about this card very hard. That's why today's video is going to be a 2-part video. What you guys are going to see today is where I'm going to go ahead and put together a deck for you guys that will feature this card once it's officially released, and I'm going to be showcasing some gameplay of me playing with a deck which is crafted around this card. But first, before we get into all this, let's actually talk about the card itself and what it looks like, its art, and then we'll move on from there. Let's talk about the art real quick, because I think it's actually pretty badass. That's the word I'm going to use right here, guys. I'm going to use badass because it's just the way he's looking down the hallway where the stairs is. It's just like something is going on down there, and he's ready to take care of it. And if you guys have ever played Skyrim before, you guys know what it's like when you turn a corner and there's just a bunch of these dwarven spheres or these dwarven spiders coming to get you. And he looks like he's almost rallying the troops. And I think that's very important because his ability, which is right here, give another neutral creature +3/+3, it very much fits with that, especially if he gives a creature like right over here, mechanical ally +3/+3. This card becomes very dangerous because mechanical ally summons another creature who's a Dwemer as well. It's a spider worker. So even if you wanted to give it to something like Spider Worker, that would make that card actually more viable because you put out on your 3rd turn, this is at least what I'm thinking right now, guys, Mechanical Ally, you'll get yourself a Spider Worker with this new card, Dwarven Dynamo. You can power up that Spider Worker to be something that actually can stay on the field until your 6th turn, until you actually get the chance to play, you know, the Hall of the Dwemers, which would power that card up. There's a lot of other cards that would really benefit from its ability as well in the neutral attribute. It is not just other Dwemer creatures, because Dwarven Dynamo's ability works on all neutral cards, not only Dwemer creatures. So somebody like the Richmond Shaman, which is another very vulnerable neutral card, would be very much beneficial to get that 3/3. The only thing that might be a little bit negative is now it becomes a guard, and it's definitely going to be very vulnerable, and it's not going to be in the, maybe be protected by other guard creatures, but being a 3/3, meaning it's going to have 5 attack, 5 defense, is pretty strong, so be able to stay around for a few more turns. So giving it to this, another very good play I would be able to see is giving it to Shadow Mare. On your 5th turn, you'd be able to turn this, if you play this on your play Dwarven Dynamo, play Shadow Mare, then play Dwarven Dynamo, you'd be able to give this creature charge and another 3/3 becomes 4/4. That's going to be pretty darn dangerous. I've actually had some situations with the deck that I put together where I was like, man, I would have loved to be able to try this combo out already. So this is going to be definitely another interesting move. Obviously, this is spiders. Could be another use for it right there, 3/3 right there. And I'm going to go through some other cards I thought that would be fun to do. Now, I'm not saying necessarily, because Adorn Fan is a card that some people just absolutely hate because it annoys the heck out of you. I'm one of the fans of Adorn Fan. I think it's an interesting card, and anything that makes this card more playable might be something I like. So that's why I'm glad I'm getting it able to showcase another neutral attribute card. So being able to give something like the Adorn Fan, who normally just sits there unless you add an item to it, a little more powered up, I think that's definitely a good move. It might be something fun for somebody to play around with. I definitely like that one right there. Moving on from that, another creature that I thought that could very definitely benefit from this is something like Merchant's Camel. If you're playing a deck that has Merchant Camel, and if it's using other cards, like if you're trying to mill out cards to the graveyard, let's say you're trying to mill out a card like O'Haven to the graveyard, and you're playing a red strength deck along with a endurance deck, and you have a combo. All right, let me just say it like this. This is what I'm thinking right now, guys. This is how I'm thinking this card could be kind of interesting. If you're playing a deck like that has using strength, and you're playing the Quicksilver Crossbow, and you're playing right over here. Sorry, real quick, let me just go to it. This is gonna be kind of a long video because I have no reason to make short videos, so I'm gonna take my time and talk and have some fun. And you're playing him, and then you are playing something like O'Haven. Just a quick base understanding, just for anybody who's new to the Legends. I like to just really explain everything. Longtime players will already understand this concept very well. But then you have this new card, Dwarven Dynamo, in this mix as well. You would be able to do something quite more interesting. Like, you know, on your fourth turn, let's say you mill out some cards, and it's there, it's kind of weak, you're not doing much with it. If you have Dwarven Dynamo, you could go ahead on your next turn, power this up, and then eventually when you get this combo out and get O'Haven, at least you get a little more value out of it. But it's just more or less the fact that I like the idea of you being able to get more value out of Merchant's Camel, which is a card I normally do have in a lot of decks, and I don't get that much value out of it unless I'm using items or other ways to power it up. This could be another way to power this up because it's going to make it into something that's definitely more of a problem, especially considering the fact that this is a neutral card and it already has 4 freaking defense. Like, Merchant Camel has a good amount of defense, so giving it another 3 and making it a 4 and 7 is very dangerous. And on top of that, let's say if you wanted to go real crazy and make it very much an item deck, let's say if you wanted to make him, he was a 4/7, and on the turn after that, you went ahead and equipped him with a card like Ring of Imaginary Might, then that means Merchant Camel could become pretty darn strong. And this is what I like seeing. I like seeing cards that make you think of new combos to work together. That's why I'm so excited for the Hero of Skyrim expansion, because it really got me thinking about all different types of combos I'm going to be able to make with different types of decks. Now let's get out of just those simple combos right here and just talk about some other things that could work out real well for this new upcoming card. So other cards I was just thinking of in general that might actually benefit from its ability is right here. This card is a good card. I like its 5 cost. It gives you for me, it's a really interesting add in neutral recently. My biggest problem with it, I wish it had more defense, and being able to get 3 more defense on this card, health in general, I call defense health, but it's health, having it up to 8 would really make this card last a lot longer, because a lot of times on your 5th turn, there might be a creature on the field that could take this out in 1 hit. But if you're able to have this on the field and the next turn powered up with Dwarven Dynamo, so let me just move that out of the way, you might be able to get more value out of this creature if he's in a deck. So that's why I'm having it in this deck right here, where I would love to be able to try that out. I would need to have this card out, and then the following turn, if I can, power him up and get some more value out of it so he can stay a little longer, so I could get some more cards in my hand, so eventually I could actually go ahead and draw what I need, which would be the Hall of the Dwemer. So now with most of that out of the way right there, guys, let's actually talk about the deck that I put together while showcasing some gameplay of that deck and why I think like this deck might work out really well with this new card right here. Alright, here we go, guys. This is just some gameplay of the deck I put together. So I'm gonna expand it out a little bit right there, and I'm gonna keep the card on the field just so you guys could see it and just have an idea of what I'm actually thinking about right here. Alright, so let's start off from the top right here. So the first card in this deck is Close Call. The Close Call is supposed to combo really well with, right over here, Dwarven Sphere. The point of this is that you want to lock down your opponent for much as possible, for as long as you can, to basically until you could get out Hall of the Dwemers. So sometimes you're going to want to take back some creatures to your hand or not have your creatures die. And it also combos really well with a card like right here, Mechanical Ally. You might want to return Mechanical Ally to your hand and play it again and get some extra value out of that. That's why Close Call is in there, and it's a neutral card, so it's going to really work out well with the ability of somebody like Mechanical Ally. The spiders are plain and simple obvious. They're going to get powered up by everything else, kind of like, you know, the Hall of the Dwemers. Shadowmare, once again, Shadowmare is here to work out well with Dynamo, because I think Dynamo and Shadowmare just synchronize really well at the right time to give you a win on the match. So I think I want to see this being happen, so I put this deck together to try that out. Pack Messenger, it's only one of them in the deck because I just want to have a way to get some extra cards early on, and that's the reason this is there, and just need one. The Profiteer, ways to get health back, and it's an early card that your opponent's going to get baited by. I like the concept of bait. I like having cards in my deck when I'm playing with neutral cards or the Dwemer cards, where your opponent's going to waste their lightning bolts, their fire bolts, their executes, their things like that to get rid of, instead of getting rid of your Dwemer creatures, which you want to keep on the field as long as possible, so once you get hold of the Dwemer, you'll be able to get the most value out of it. So these cards right here, which you guys are seeing right here, from Descendant of Akatosh, the Profiteer, the 5th Legion Trainer, they're all bait cards. You don't actually need these cards to win the game, but most players are trained so well to destroy those cards that instantly they see them, they would be more willing to destroy those cards than destroy a card like Mechanical Ally or some of my other Dwemer creatures that might be on the field. Moving on from there, I do have a Spider Worker in here because I would just like to have another Prophecy cards. This is not a very Prophecy heavy deck. There's only 6 Prophecy cards, but I feel like if I could get a Prophecy at the right time and it be Spider Worker, and because I had this one be premium, that's why I added it. It's not needed, but it was premium. I had it. I wanted to start playing with more premium cards, so I kept it. The Armorer is a good card to have in a deck like this because a lot of these creatures don't have that great amount of defense initially, so you're going to want to give them a little bit more chance of having some more defense, especially if you could combo it with something like this. It could really help you out. And this is another combo ability with Close Call. A lot of times I will be able to have the situation where I put him down, I attack, he gets attacked, he has only 3 health left, I use Close Call on the next turn, on my 8th turn, and I play it again, and he's fully regenerate, and that's like a massive blow to my opponent. So that's why Close Call on a card like this could be massively important. Alright, let's get back into it. The Lurking Crocodile. The Crocodile's in there is another Prophecy ability card. And once again, you do want to have some cards out there that you can play early on to do some damage. I just don't want it to have a situation where the first 3 turns pass and you don't have no cards you can play because most of the cards are too high costs. In fact, most of the cards in this deck is more on the lower cost. As you guys can see the curve, it's like a few 0 cost, 1 cost, a lot of 2, and everything curves back down. So it's kind of like it's a weird bell curve, but it's a curve nonetheless. That's the curve I'm playing with right there, guys, with this deck. Alright, so once again, the Sphere, you guys already know. Forsaken Guide, same thing. Another way you can return cards back to your hand if you need to. It's a tricky and risky move, but if it works out quite well, then it's fun to do. This is another match you've seen right here, guys. Alright, so Black Marsh Warden. The reason I have Black Marsh Warden in this, it's another bait card. A lot of people are going to use Execute. A lot of people use Crushing Blows on this card. On the 4th turn, Lightning Bolts. And because of that, on the 4th turn, if they don't summon a monster, that's going to work out for me. That's just what I want to do. I want people to not focus on the creatures that I want them to focus on. I want them to focus on the legends, the known cards, the 5th Legion Trainers. And removal. This is what this is. It's plain and simple. It removes any support I don't want to see or creatures I want to see. The Abundant Stone is not something you necessarily need for this deck, but I wanted to keep as many neutral cards in this deck as possible, which overall right now is 34, just so I could more or less have a more consistent ability to get Mechanical Allies effect to work, because I've had situations in the past where I've had too many other creatures that Mechanical Ally didn't work out that well, because I think Mechanical Ally is a really good card. I actually really think that one is. This card is only in the deck right now because I'm going to remove it. I'm not going to keep this card around because it's going to be replaced by Dwarven Dynamo. But if you guys want to remove something else, that's perfectly fine. I don't think this card is that valuable. At a 4 cost, I would prefer to have something like Dwarven Dynamo in its place. So I'm going to take out these 2 and replace it with Dwarven Dynamo. And I'm going to take out one of these and replace it with 3 copies. So altogether, it's going to be these 2 are going to be removed. And then it's going to be one of these removed to add in 3 copies of Dwarven Dynamo to try this out. Obviously, when we get all the rest of the Heroes of Skyrim cards, there's probably going to be other neutral cards to test out as well, so I'm going to have to change this around. But this is just a basic thought process right now I'm getting with what I know at the very moment. This is definitely going to be a casual deck. This is not something I'm saying is going to be going into rank, but who says you can't make a Dwarven deck in rank when Heroes of Skyrim comes out, because who knows how they're going to be good. I say Dwemer deck. Alright, moving on from there. This is a very obvious and straightforward card. When it gets destroyed, it gives you other Dwemer type creatures to use, and I'm definitely okay with that. This is not a card that I really would use Dwarven Dynamo's ability on, because you want this card to die more soon than later, because you want its ability to activate. And Hall of the Dwemers, obviously what that does. And Centurion. So Centurion would be a crazy thing. First of all, the match would already have to be going for pretty long to have this combo happen. You have Centurion on the field, and then you power up Centurion, give him plus 3/3. That's insanity. With Breakthrough, that is now a 9 attack card with freaking 11 defense, breakthrough, and the ability to get other Dwemer creatures, Dwarven creatures, when it gets injured. That is nuts. This thing could win you the game if you get that combo at the right specific time. Now, not even to mention, now this is how my brain works with this. This is why I think these cards have a possibility of becoming way more powerful as the game goes along. If you have on your 6th turn, you have Dwemers out. You 7th turn, you play the Centurion, right? That gives this card plus 3. Now that card has 9. Then on your next turn, you give it Dynamo. You know, you power up Dynamo used to power up Centurion. Now that card has a freaking 12 attack. Like, that is an insane amount of attack for a breakthrough creature that has an ability that gets other creatures. That is a creature that might win you the game. So that's why I basically have 2 of them, because I would love to see that actually happen. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's been my basic breakdown of a deck that I think could possibly take advantage of what Dwarven Dynamo has to offer. It's a rare card, so it's not going to be something too hard to really soul summon if that's the way you're going to have to do it. And I definitely like seeing more neutral cards be added to the game. I really don't know if Bethesda and I mean, I asked them for a card reveal. I don't know if they looked at my channel and just decided to give me this card. But truthfully, this is the best thing they could have given me. I mean, I like legendary cards, but I really like the Dwemer creatures. I really want them to work, and I'm glad that they gave me a card like this to reveal, because this is a deck I've been trying to make work for such a long time in different formats. You guys know in the past I've had my Dwarven Close Call decks that you guys have seen me put up on Legends-Decks, and I'm just so happy that I was able to showcase stuff like this today. So if you guys haven't seen my other Dwemer decks I've put together, look through my channel, my deck list, and some of my gameplay, and I'll have some more for you guys there as well. For anybody who's new to my channel, my name is Biki, and I make a lot of Legends content, and more or less they're long format, not really short videos, not just like one match. They're usually longer content like this in high resolutions, 1440p to 4K, sometimes 1080p 60. So till next time, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this brand new card right here. And for anybody wondering if I won this match, yes, I do win the match. So we'll just finish out the match right here with everybody right now. So in this match right here, it looks like my opponent is about to come back, obviously. You know, he has 2 guards on the right side, and he's doing pretty good. But there we go. We got the Hall of the Dwemers. Play that. You get powered up over here. Go to face. Play the left side. Try Mechanical Ally. Unfortunately, I didn't get lucky there. That's why I hate when Mechanical Ally doesn't work out. But even when it doesn't work out, as a 3/3 card, it's still a pretty darn good card. Now, that's where my opponent is going to have a whole lot of removability, or be able to put some guards on the left line to stop me from winning. So he's going to start off right there with the Thieves Guild Recruit. Try to get some more cards in hand. Cliff Racer with a really good move right here. Moving his guard to the left side is really smart as well. So it looks like he's doing pretty good, and if he's going to just try to go attack face after this, it might not be a bad idea. Just get my health as low as possible throughout this whole entire process. So he's going to go face, attack, and I get the Profiteer. Now for me, it doesn't look too well. It definitely does not look too well for my my winning this at all. Like, it just looks bad. It looks very bad. But we will see. So it's just chill time, guys. It's just chill time. Nothing too crazy right here. So we'll go on the left side with the Profiteer. Then we're going to put the armor on the right side, on the Profiteer, on the left side over there. Put the guard there, gain some health back. So my whole entire strategy at this point was just gain as much health as I possibly can so he can't go for lethal. So if he can't go for lethal right away, then it's just going to have to take a while. So he's obviously gonna hit the armorer because that's just what people are gonna do. They're not gonna keep that card alive. Like that's just not how people play this game. They always go for the obvious thing, and that's gonna make them lose. So they're just gonna do it. So here we have Shadowmere, right? So that's really what made me win the game. And I was just like, man, I would just love to be able to just, let's say if the Profiteer wasn't there, right? If the Profiteer wasn't there, having a Dwarven Dynamo plus the Shadowmere is what I was talking about. I would have loved to see that combo come together and work. That's why I wanted to watch this video to the end. Because I just think Dwarven Dynamo and Shadowmere might have some really fun little combos like that coming up. Anyways, that's the video for you today, guys. If you guys like what I do, hit the like button. If you don't like what I do, it's fine. Hit the dislike button. I'll be back doing more very soon. I'm going to start streaming on Twitch some more, so check me out there at the Untitled Game Show, Twitch. I'll be streaming Legends. Till next time, peace the heck out. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.